everyone, it's me again, and welcome to Faith's Face Feels. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Faith Grenade, and I put makeup videos here on YouTube. And you should subscribe. Seriously, do it, like right now. No one's looking, it's cool, just do it. And what you've stumbled upon today is a Faith's Face Feels? I don't know. It's kind of a combination of Faith's Faces, which is normally a get ready with me or a makeup tutorial, and Faith's Feels, which is normally a first impression or a review. I've combined the two together today to do a not full face of first impressions. I had some things that I needed to test out, and I decided to take you guys along with me in that adventure. We used a bunch of new products today, but this is the look we ended up with. I ain't mad at it. I mean, it's definitely not what I would normally go for. It's a little bit conventional for me, and I'm not as excited about it as I was about my last look, which will be in the cards up there. But then again, my last look was pretty fucking bomb, so I kind of went into this knowing that I wasn't going to come anywhere close to that look. But you know, I definitely had some favorites in this little collection of new products I was testing out, and I definitely had some fails. So if you want to see what I thought of everything and what all I tested out, then just keep on watching, baby. So one thing I'm continuing to test is the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and that is mostly what we're using today with a little throw-ins from other places. So let's get to it. I'm going to take Safe Word from the Androgyny palette, that one right there, and I'm going to run this into the crease with a Sonia Kashuk 109. You guessed it, this is our transition shade, and what a good one this is. I really like this color, it's gorgeous, and yeah. And now we're going to go in with a smaller brush, and we're going to go into Swallow, which is this dark blue right here. This is not my favorite in the palette, if I have to be honest, you guys. Maybe there's just like a film on top of it or something. I'm going to pop this in the outer corner, but it just seems like, do you see this? It just seems really patchy as I start to, you know, blend it onto the outer part of my lid and into the crease. It's just, it's not as pigmented as the other shades in the palette. It's a little patchy, it's a little grainy, a little dry. It's not performing the way I would really want it to. But yeah, you see that? I've already put a couple of layers on here and it's just really patchy. Which, I mean, I swatched this and it was patchy on a finger swatch, so I kind of figured it would do the same in a brush swatch, but you never know until you try, I guess. Alright, so once you've got that as good as, well, as good as it's gonna get, really, I'll come back to it in a second, but I'm gonna try another new product. This is the Stilla Magnificent Metals Liquid, Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. And this is in the shade Smoky Storm. I've heard so many things about these, and I kept holding off on them because they're $22 a pop, and that's a lot of money to pay for what is essentially glitter, you know, suspended in a glitter glue. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on the lid, and we're kind of doing a half circle situation. So we're starting at the inner corner, working around the eyeball about halfway, and I'm sort of patting as opposed to swiping, although I will swipe from time to time. But we're just working this, kind of cutting the lid with it. And then I'm going back in with a little bit more Swallow. And we're gonna pat it on top of that glitter in the hopes of blending it slightly. And now, to actually make this kind of work a little bit, because this blue is patchy, it's not as pigmented as I want it to be, and I want it to be a little bit darker. So instead I'm going to take Melt Cosmetics, I can't talk, Melt Cosmetics Dark Matter eyeshadow with a pencil brush, and I am going to darken the living fuck out of this. Make sure that we're matching up, taking my 109, no additional product on it, and just blending this a little bit more. So now we're going to do some lower lash line work. I'm going to take my pencil brush, dust most of the black off of it, and I'm going to take Swallow again. I had to go and make this color the central focus. I'm going to dig into it here. We're going to run it on the outside edge of the lower lash line and carry it in about 3/4 of the way, I'd say, like so. And then we're going to take that same pencil brush, kind of dust it off a little bit more, and dip it into Safe Word, our little taupey shade. Blend that into Swallow. And then finally, I'm dipping into a single shadow. This is Kat Von D Thunderstruck. Gorgeous opalescent shade. Gonna dip my pencil brush into here, bash it into my inner corner, just to brighten that area up a little bit. Do liner, lashes, and mascara. So for liner and lashes, lashes are the Ardell Mega Volume 250s because I needed some big lashes to hide the patchiness of Swallow. Mascara is YSL's The Shock, as always, what I've been using lately. And I'm also going to use the Rimmel Scandalized Black Liner and NYC Liquid Liner just to give a nice big kind of thick liner. So I'm going to do that and my foundation and probably some other stuff, and then I'll be back to finish the look for you guys. Alright guys, I'm back and I am done up for the most part. For foundation, I used the usual combo that I've been kind of messing around with lately, the Tarte Rainforest to the Sea Water Foundation in Light Sand, and the Kogendo Aqua Foundation in 213. Did a little bit more of the Aqua Foundation this time round, but, you know, not doing the best that I would have liked coverage-wise, of course, because Kogendo Aqua Foundation has 0 coverage for me. So I went ahead with some Tarte Shape Tape, just a little bit here and there, just to give myself a little bit more perfected coverage. Set everything in place with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in light medium, and used my contour book to contour, Lorac to bronze, and I also tossed in the yellow shade Lyric out of the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette for good measure. Man, oh man, have I been struggling with complexion lately. I used this somewhat already, so it's not entirely a first impression, but this is the Makeup Revolution Blush Palette in Hot Spice. I dig some of these colors, and I haven't worn blush in a while, so I think I'm just going to take just a hint of this shade right here, just a tap. Tap the excess off like a moffucker, because these are pigmented AF, and I'm just going to use this to bring a little color back into the cheeks, just a smidge. So now for lips. I've thought about a few things. I'm kind of stuck between a couple, because I have a couple of new liquid lips to try. One of them is the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in Chai Latte. That would look really good. And then there's also this Tattoo Junkies Long Lasting Lip Paint in Minx. I think I might try this, because I haven't tried any of the Tattoo Junkies lip paints, and I've heard so much about them. Tati from Glam Life Guru loved these, but then never talked about them again, and I never see her use them in any videos. So this is Minx, and I'm just going to try the lipstick on its own first. Okay, we're back. Not sure how I feel about this. I'm going to be honest with you. It took about, I would say, a solid 2.5 to 3 layers to get this thing to be opaque, which I'm not a huge fan of. I usually like my liquid lips to be opaque at first swipe. These also come with their own little pigments that you're supposed to dust over the top to create a cool metallic effect. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna see how this turns out. So this is the one that came with Minx. It's a kind of bronzy brown shade. I use my concealer brush to just pick up some product. Okay, I don't know about these guys. You can see it's stuck to the pigment stuck to some areas of my mouth more than others. It's looking a little patchy, it's looking a little ganky. That's the only way I can think to describe it. I don't know. I know I'm not gonna wear this with this look. It's looking a little chunky, it's looking a little weird and textured, and I'm not a fan. So I'm gonna wipe this off and do a different lip. I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, mega pet peeve about those liquid lipsticks. I tried wiping it off with a makeup wipe and it would not come off. I had to use a biphase makeup remover to remove it. Y'all know me, I love me some long-lasting liquid lipsticks, and that might be a pro for some, but for me, I like to be able to remove my lipstick at the end of the day without having to use a makeup remover that's not necessarily meant for use around the mouth. So I'm gonna have to mess around with these a little bit more. It might just be that color. I have a couple other colors to play with, so I'll keep messing around with them. But in the meantime, I'm gonna switch because that was driving me crazy, and I'm gonna go with the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in the shade Chai Latte. I'm thinking this is gonna look a little bit better with this look anyway. It's like a nice taupe nude. And there you go, guys. Here it is with Chai Latte on it. I do like the way this pairs with this look. This is a nice taupey nude, which are the types of nudes I typically gravitate towards. It looks nice and dead, which I dig. You could also pair this with a black lip, you could pair this with a navy blue lip, you could pair this with a ton of different stuff, but, you know, at first impression, I like these. I have a review for them already, but I like them a lot better than the Tattoo Junkies ones. They're less sticky, they're less gloppy, they're more pigmented and more comfortable. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this here and do what I always forget to do. Let's do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down. Looking forward. Looking fierce. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, informative, or entertaining. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, got a couple options now. You could click the videos on either side of my head to binge if you're bored or bummed out, or hey, you could hit that button that looks like my face and subscribe and become a member of the faithful today. I put out new videos every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!